I wanted to get down and be a part of the Rswag300. So my favorite it's a whole chapter, but I'm only gonna read the first 2 verses. It's Psalms 91, and it reads, "He who dwells in the secret place of the Most High shall abide under the shadow of the Almighty. I will say of the Lord, He is my refuge and my fortress, my God, in Him will I trust." I couldn't even begin to tell you how many times I've read this. For one, in every job that I've worked, I've read it before getting into my car, and I've read it after work, getting back into my car to go home. It is truly a blessing to know that He covers us in everything that we do. Not only does He cover us from things that are going on in our life, but He covers us from things that other people try to put us into in our lives. So this whole chapter has been nothing but a blessing. It was something that it was a chapter that my mother, when my first son Donovan was sick, he was born with a respiratory issue, and he was on an apnea monitor, and the apnea monitor would go off at all weird hours of the night, in the morning, you know, and this apnea monitor goes off at a time when the breathing isn't there, and it was a sound that would make you terrified. 3 o'clock in the morning to hear this monitor going off, because you would know that means that at some point at that time he wasn't breathing, or the breathing wasn't where it needed to be, or his respiration wasn't where it needed to be. So my mother would come over and she would say, "Chris, we're going to read this every day. We're going to read this hour on hour. We're going to read this until we take him back to the doctor, and they're going to say that he no longer needs this monitor. There's nothing wrong with his heart. There's nothing wrong with his lungs." And we read this chapter, and we read it over and over and over and over again. And to God be the glory that He's the one that's actually on the other end that's holding this camera right now. And we know it was nothing but the grace of God that healed him and has him covered even to this day. That, you know, he has a couple issues with asthma or what have you, but we already know that he's covered because God is our healer. He is our doctor. He is our physician. And with Him, we can be confident in this word and know that His word lives and His promises live. Because the same God that gives us this now in this Bible from those long ago days is the same God that sits high and looks low on us right now. So that's what Rooted Swagger is to me. Rooted Swagger is knowing that the God that is Alpha and Omega, the God that is the beginning and the end, the God that is almighty, all-powerful, is the same that gave His promise and His word then, is the same that gives His promise and His word now. And His word cannot come back void. It has to do what He says it's going to do. So that's what I'm rooted in. That's what Rooted Swagger brand means to me. So be a part of the number. We need you in the 300. Get your video done. You rooted in swagger? I'm rooted in the swagger.
Me too.
And I know the one behind the camera is rooted in the swagger. Because God's glory is good. And it looks good on you. God bless you.